I mean, if you want to talk me about African
First up,
volleyball,
African volleyball.
yes, I
Mm.
understand the questions. They are clear. I want you make me smile with your question. I will explain you why. One of my best friends is Nathan Wunambaina. He's a player from Cameroon
Yes,
who was playing with me,
Cameroon.
yes, 2 or 3 years in Belgium, and I had always an amazing contact. I even have to tell you honest, we always were dreaming to start together a volleyball school in is it Yaoundé, the capital of Cameroon. We want to start together in the future a volleyball school. And even last year, I talked to him and said, and yes, we are going to do it one day. So one day I will start a volleyball school in Cameroon. Be prepared for that. Because I believe, and then I bring it to the African volleyball, you have a lot of talented players. There, in my eyes, there are a lot of very good and interesting players in Africa. I think it's a matter of learning them to control and play together. I believe strongly that within 10, 20 years, one African national team can really be in the top of the world in volleyball. I saw too many good players coming from Africa to not believe that. So I think it's a matter of going on and working. And sometimes I see good guys coming, maybe not whole team, but we played again Tunisia a couple of times, and they are not bad. They were interesting. We played Egypt. I found very interesting player. We played Cameroon 2018. A bunch of very interesting players. So it's I think it's a challenge for you coaches, because I believe with helping them, yeah, to maybe adapt to some European culture, some parts, not everything. I believe that every continent, every country has to keep their own culture, but some things you can learn and take over. You have to always be smart. Some things we take, some things we leave. Yeah, I think that slowly African volleyball, yeah, it's a matter of like the time it will come up. So from physical qualities, from technical qualities, yes, I think from team qualities, I miss it sometimes. But the intrinsic quality is there to make it one day, yeah, possible that Africa can win medals and so on. Yeah, that's one.
Second one, in your opinion, and
yeah. The second is the
sorry about
no problem, Chef. It's Kubiak and Kurek.
Two players.
I tell you, it's an opposite story. What is happening in Poland? The two guys working the hardest are Kubiak and Kurek. They are always training the most, training the hardest, training the longest. It's always the same. So I think the force of Poland is that my stars are giving the example. I mean, so often, no, I give another example. We started to train with Poland 4 weeks ago. One player came in the best shape ever, Bartosz Kurek. I asked him what he was doing. He was doing in this COVID, training every day 2 times alone for weeks. I mean, it's no coincidence that these are top players, because they work hard. To Kubiak, I can ask him always to train. I never heard him telling coach, I cannot train. He's always starting if we go to the fitness with weights, he's always starting the first and ending the last. If you give him 10 exercises, he will do 15. Because he thinks, maybe 10 is not enough. I need 15. Yeah, so I think there is no coincidence. Like I told you about us coaches, you want to be a good coach, you have to work. You want to be a good player, you have to train. If you want to need an example, come to see Poland, come to see Kubiak and Kurek. I never saw players working so hard as those two guys. So I was really happy they won. Yeah, and the problem is not to handle them, Mr. Ammar or Mr. Ould. The problem is to handle the other players, because they have to learn to work. Yeah, and sometimes they win a gold medal. My biggest problem was the players winning the gold medal and never playing, because they think they are stars and maybe they are not stars. in my experience, the real stars, they will work. The half stars, they have to learn to work. Even in Poland, I have a very good culture. I cannot complain. Also, the young guys are learning this, but it's really something you have to learn. Learning to work hard. You cannot do if you're 20 years. It takes till 25, 26, 27 before you can learn this. Yeah. And it will cost a lot of sweat. And I think as a coach, it's my job also sometimes to push players, but I never have to push Kubiak and Kurek. That's the strength of Poland.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.